So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you a new video talking about all the information released on FIFA 19 at E3, the gaming event. There's been plenty of information released, especially in regards to the Champions League rights on FIFA 19, the game that's going to be coming out to the end of September, and a lot of people are extremely excited about it. Now, in terms of video making, I've seen a lot of people do trailer breakdowns and opinions on the trailers, but I haven't seen too many people just culminate all the information together and just slap it in your faces. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, because I'm sure there's a lot of things that have been missed off unless you've actually delved deep yourself, because there's a little bit more than just here's the Champions League. So if you're going to enjoy the video, make sure to slap a like on it, and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel for more content on FIFA 19. It's that big red button under the video. And as well as that, if you're looking to keep up with the Champions League going into the future and football generally, then make sure to check out the OneFootball app. They're sponsoring this video. Link is down in the description for you to download on Apple and Android. Gives you all sorts of news, results and fixtures going on in the footballing world. So let's start off with the obvious, with the trailer. I am going to break it down ever so slightly and just talk a little bit about it, but that will not be the majority of this video. The majority of this video will be talking about the information released on top of that. So in terms of the trailer, you will be seeing it in the background. Obviously, you know, it shows off the Champions League and the game theme massively throughout that. So you can see all the sort of design, the graphic art that is going to be, how it's going to look realistically, aesthetically. Now, in terms of the trailer, it looks really nice. There's some awesome cinematics in there, but obviously the trailers always look really good, and they're always really well edited from EA when it comes to FIFA games. It doesn't really give off any sort of vibe of gameplay, and realistically there wasn't actually any official gameplay released from E3. There was some leaked gameplay. If I'm honest though, I don't want to have my channel shut down by EA. I'm sure if you look a little bit, you'll be able to find it pretty damn easily. But there wasn't actually any official gameplay, so it's quite difficult to get a vibe of just how this is going to look in game. But obviously the trailer does look really nice. It's, you know, aesthetically pleasing or whatever, but there's not a huge amount of substance to it, apart from the fact that they are announcing the Champions League. Opinions of that at E3, generally speaking, actually was pretty poor across the board. There wasn't actually many games at all that showed off gameplay, which is quite disappointing, because I think that's a lot of the reason why people go to these events. And I realise they're work in progress, but it is nice to see how the game's actually going to look a little bit before you know, when you're playing it, even if it's not the final product. So the motto for the game is Champions Rise. No real surprise there, obviously keeping in contact with the Champions League theme. And I have to say, one cutscene I did really like that you might actually see in the game is the one where Real Madrid are lifting the Champions League trophy. I wonder if it would have been the same if Liverpool had actually won it, which I don't want to talk about right now. But Sergio Ramos, of all people, decided he was going to lift the trophy in that cutscene, and it did look really nice, and it's potentially something you might actually see in the game. The rest of it you won't. They're just clever cutscenes made and set up by EA. So on top of the trailer, we've also got some screenshots. Now, I've taken some cool screen grabs from the trailer and sort of mixed them in with the official screenshots that were released by EA. We've got one of Real Madrid walking out, Cristiano Ronaldo. We've got one with Neymar doing his sort of vintage or classic skill control thing. One of Kevin De Bruyne, coming out onto the pitch for a Champions League game. Also the cover art as well as released by EA. I think that's a Champions Edition or some sort of special edition that's got Ronaldo and Neymar on the cover. So that's how the game cover's going to look. Also like some sort of loading screen type thing or some sort of like poster that's got Ronaldo on, and then a couple of stadiums as well. All of them again look really nice. But again, all the screenshots always look pretty nice. In terms of the stadiums though, what I will say is it does look as if it's captured the Champions League atmosphere that you have. Because it's very different, isn't it, to Premier League nights or World Cup nights. And for the World Cup, they didn't really capture it all that well. But in terms of what I'm seeing here from the screenshots and the trailer itself, actually, it does look at least a little bit like they've managed to recapture the quite unique atmosphere of Champions League games. So I hope they do manage to do that. Now here comes some more of the important stuff. This is the information that wasn't really featured in the trailers, wasn't really featured in the screenshots or anything like that. So you'll have had to actually sort of read press releases if you want to know this information. Now, obviously, a lot of people were talking about whether the Europa League rights and the UEFA Super Cup rights come along with the Champions League. I can confirm that is actually the case. So it's not just the Champions League. It wouldn't have made much sense otherwise. It is also official Europa League rights too. So have the same thing with Europa League nights. So you'll get all the branding and stuff that comes along with the Europa League and the, obviously, UEFA Super Cup as well. So that's a nice touch. It's not just the Champions League. It would have been really odd if it had just been the Champions League, but obviously a lot of people were jumping to that conclusion because they hadn't really spoken about any of the other European competitions. Obviously, it comes with new graphics as well, so you'll get the, I imagine, official actual Champions League graphics as you would see on TV, on Sky or ESPN or whatever channel you're watching the Champions League. In fact, you don't even watch it on Sky. BT Sport. I imagine you'll get the same graphics as that, and you also get a different commentary team as well. Derek Ray and Lee Dixon are the English commentary pair. I imagine that changes throughout, and you get different commentary pairings for all of the nations as well, in comparison to the usual or standard side of the game. So again, that's quite nice, prevents it from getting a little bit stale perhaps. I hope they have done plenty of lines with those two, so it's not the same as last year, just with different voices. As you would expect, this comes on all sort of next-gen consoles. You've got it on like Nintendo Switch and on PS4 and on Xbox One. I can't imagine, unfortunately, for you guys still on the old gen, that this comes for you guys on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. I don't think there's too many people left on those consoles realistically, but I imagine there are still a relatively decent amount, not the majority obviously, but a decent percentage of people. Unfortunately, these new features never really come to the old gen, so if you can get your hands on a new gen console and you do want to play Champions League, then I definitely suggest doing so, because I imagine by this point, the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 versions of the game are massively behind what you'd see on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Now, another big thing as well on top of this is that you get live Champions League and Europa League FUT or Ultimate Team updates. Now, this realistically is going to mean actual special cards, isn't it? Let's be honest with you. A lot of people have been making concept designs of what a Champions League special card would look like since pretty much like FIFA 15 or FIFA 16, so it'll be great to see what they do with that. That is pretty much what I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you did have the team of the group stages, which sort of loosely had the rights, but didn't actually have them. So I imagine you'll get the actual official ones this time. But yes, that's going to be quite cool, and also I imagine you'll then get Europa League Ultimate Team cards as well, kind of like informs, but just based solely on performances in the Champions League, which is nice. I wonder what they'll look like. I'll probably put a couple of concepts on the screen, and obviously on top of that, you can also play this game mode and how, all the Champions League official stuff on kickoff, and crucially for me, on career mode as well. I would have kicked off and literally got a plane to Canada to punch somebody in the face if that wasn't the case, but thankfully it is going to be on career mode as well, so that's at least something that us offline guys can look forward to as well. And the final bit of information, I don't know if this stadium is on the game, but we've got some new random Madrid stadium that's hosting the actual tournament overall. It is called the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium in Madrid. Whether that is actually on the game already, I'm not entirely sure, but it definitely is now in accordance to the Champions League rights. So I imagine you'll then get the stadium for 2020, which I think is meant to be Istanbul. You'll get that stadium on FIFA 20 as well, I imagine. That, though, is pretty much everything. I don't think there's anything else that I've yet to cover in terms of the Champions League stuff. I will be doing future videos in the next week talking about some of the other things that were announced at E3, because there was a little bit of other information on other game modes and sort of stuff flying around here and there that again has sort of gone under the radar, but I'll bring that to you in a separate video. I just wanted this one to focus mainly on the Champions League. If you have enjoyed it though, make sure to slap a like on this one, and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys are excited for this Champions League update, because in my opinion it's going to be mad. It's something that we've actually been looking forward to for absolutely ages. Like, genuinely, I've been wanting this in the game for ages, and for some reason it's always been with PES. You could sort of see it coming when the sort of relationship was terminated between Konami and the Champions League. You always knew it was going to end up on FIFA. Not necessarily this FIFA. I'm quite surprised that they've pushed it through straight away. So yeah, let me know if you guys are hyped for that. Otherwise, again, feel free to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new around here for similar content. I'll be bringing you some news on the journey tomorrow, and also plenty of other FIFA 19 videos, or videos looking forward to that game in the near future as well. Once again, a massive thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring this video. You can check out out the link to them down in the description. And if you want to follow me on social media, my Twitter handle is @theofficialfng, links are down below, and my Instagram is exactly the damn same. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.